Hey there, it's Dunny the Nursing Geek. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if it's your first time. And here, meet my new neighbor, the cartographer. He showed up one night while I was doing some late night lumberjacking over here, which I was not prepared for. You might remember that my preparations for rescuing zombie villagers were all at the ranch, not the tree farm. So I had to run and get stuff and come back, and I was very glad that I did manage to save him. And as it turns out, he is a cartographer. So I suppose at some point maybe I'll ask him about not so much the Woodland Explorer map. We all know where that mansion is at this point. But maybe he's got, you know, an ocean map to something that hasn't been found yet. But in the meantime, why is that different? That was weird. Of course, now I haven't figured out what to do with him, and he got stuck on my stairs. Apparently trapdoors really confuse villagers, because ever since he went up to that step, he hasn't gone anywhere else. Which is handy in terms of I don't have to worry about accidentally hitting him while I'm chopping down trees, because that had been a concern. But it's slightly annoying, and I need to find somewhere for him to go. Or, well, there's a village not too far from here. In fact, let's take a quick run over there. The sun isn't quite going down yet. And it's a village that got wiped out really early on because it's right next to spawn. So, of course, the bad guys showed up early on when people were all spawning in when the server first started and killed off all the villagers. The thing of it is, if I want to bring him over here so that he can maybe make a new life for himself and reclaim this village for villagers, which I think would be cool, I'm not quite sure how to get him here. But it's a nice little village, you know. It's got your, oh, somebody claimed it. That's new. Guess I won't be trying to get him here. Okay, so much for that idea. Because I thought this was going to remain a free and unclaimed village since it had for all this time. But maybe that has changed. So I had been trying to figure out how I was going to deal with all these stairs. Because now I have seen how people use pistons to get boats up the stairs now, but that just seems like a colossal pain in the neck. So I guess maybe it's just as well. But now I don't know where this guy needs to go live, because I actually don't particularly want him living here. Oh, and you might notice that the ground is no longer all podzol. It's spring now. It's May, which in my part of the world is spring. So I didn't really want to have podzol anymore, because podzol is more like autumn, looks like leaves on the ground. I wanted some green. So that was a fun project. Meant digging up every single block of podzol, replacing it with dirt, and placing enough grass blocks. Do I have any more grass blocks? I do not. To get it all to spread around and all become green again. But now it is all green again. Either until next autumn or until I get the next massive order for spruce that ends up turning the place back to podzol. Whichever. Let's see if I can get 34 logs out of just the branches. I don't really want to chop these down right now. But I do like to keep how would I keep that somewhere I can see it? hear feet. My cats are both sitting, so if I hear feet, that's probably a creeper, but I don't see it. Okay. And they can get me from the other side of the fence. Okay, there we go. Top that off. I do like to have a full shulker box ready to go and refill my shops if I get bought out. Okay, yeah, I know there's a cave nearby. Thanks for the noise. Yeah, just so that it's easy to go refill the shops if I need to. Where is that coming from? Gotta be underground. Right? I mean, it's still too bright for... They shouldn't actually be spawning up here yet. Yeah, I know there's more cave under here. At some point, I guess I'll go down there and deal with them, but not yet. Alright, and it's been a few game days, so I should probably take a nap. Hey there. The other sort of updatey thing, because I guess that's what this is an update video, is I do now have a beacon. Lady Vivian had organized an Easter egg hunt over at Birchmount Priory, and the Easter egg that I found was contained a beacon, which was an absolutely amazing find and prize to get, because I do need one. Of course, figuring out where to place it was a little challenging. Ooh, I could use a little more light here. So my thought was, if I place it here on this side of the mountain, that would help me with clearing out, hollowing out the inside of the mountain. Which it does. I need to add some more layers. Right now it just has a 3x3 and 5x5 platform under it. I've been spending a fair amount of time at the Bushido Iron Farm to be able to add some more layers there. And the neck. Okay. All right. So coming over here to where I actually do said mining, I did add, oh, hello, Mr. Pigman, some trapdoors, primarily so the zombie pigmen would not find their way down there. I don't think that anybody else is particularly coming through the portal, but if I suddenly were to run into a zombie pigman down here, I would almost certainly end up attacking him out of just sheer startlement, and that's not what I want to do. So now they can't get down here. And anybody else who might be curious and come through the portal and come down here, it should be really clear because there are signs. What is my malfunction here? You know, do not enter. Construction ahead. Danger, danger, Will Robinson. So, let's look at what the difference is. Doing a bit of mining where I have the haste effect from the beacon. Okay. That's pretty darn quick. Now let's go down far enough that I'm out of range, which shouldn't be too much further down here. And actually where I've been working most recently is in fact out of range, or will be in a few seconds. There we go. So not a whole lot of difference just yet. And I'm not sure, because I've never had a beacon before, so I'm not entirely sure how it works. I know that adding the extra layers lets you add other effects, which I would like to do. But I don't know if it also, like, adds a level of power to the effect. It makes sense that it might, but I don't know if it does. But hey, as long as I'm here, let's take another layer out of this. Okay, and add some more lights. I really, you know, it actually, the stone looks dirty to me if it doesn't have enough light, which bugs me. But this is a ridiculous number of torches in here, though. So at some point I'm going to have to get over that. Or, you know, come up with some better light sources. And once I start actually doing stuff with these spaces that I'm clearing out, as opposed to simply clearing them out, that should change a bit, because then I would be adding a bit more of other lighting sources. But we're still a long way from that. Which, oh yeah, and right on the other side here is where all this rattling's coming from, because we've got a bit of a cave or ravine or something going on over there that I am not prepared to deal with yet. I haven't decided whether I'm going to deal with it actually or not at all. But slowly but surely making some progress here with hollowing this out. Okay. Yeah, hi there. Okay. And oh, let me show you one other thing that, you know, I probably should have done a little more with as I was building it. Or you know what? Maybe that'll be its own video, because this is actually already babbled and rambled on a bit as it is. Oh, and since we are getting into summer, I do need to do something about out here, because the whole reason for having an outdoor fire pit is, you know, this is someplace you would hang out during the summer, but I have not put any like chairs or tables or anything else out here, and I need to get to that soon. Right, Buttons? Yep. Okay. So let me sign off on this for now. So let me come in here to the land of all the books and sign off. And say, until next time, I hope you have a wonderful day. See ya. Bye.